Morning, brothers and sisters. This is another eye-opening message. This is pertaining to she died a little way, some time ago. She died some time ago. Shaquella Robinson. Yeah, Shaquella Robinson. I remember the news spinning it. I remember the news broadcasting her funeral. I remember seeing her funeral online because I can't be at a funeral in person. I didn't know her anyway, so it's not like I would have been there anyway. But we're gonna talk a little bit about Shaquella Robinson and how she really died. I know I haven't seen many videos out there about people having visions about her, but it doesn't matter if that was so anyway. I'm gonna go by what I have and what the Lord has shared with me and what's written, and I'm just gonna tell you the truth, bottom line, because that's what this is all about anyway. It's the truth. Before I get into the vision, I'm going to get into the vision. No, I'm going to go ahead and talk about, I'm going to the vision and then I'm going to talk about how she really died and all that. Go with me, I believe it's to Revelation 2:20. I believe it's 2:20. I believe it's 2:20. Let's see. Yes, I might be wrong. Okay, here it is. You can read with me or follow along. Look at the video, rewind it again as much as you want. That's fine. I'm not going to be here very long, so you could just follow along with me too. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you because you allow that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, to teach, to seduce my servants, to commit sexual immoral, and eat things sacrificed by idols. Go with me to verse 20, to verse 21 as well. Revelation, second chapter 2, verse 21. That was verse 20 I was reading that now. I gave her time to repent of her sexual immorality. Sorry. Is that really? She did not repent. Lord gave Jezebel plenty of time to repent, and she did not repent. That's pertaining to this subject about Shaquella Robinson. And it's sad because she was so young, which that doesn't really matter. Okay, follow along with me with Romans 12:9. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil, cling to what's good. That's Romans 12:9. Go with me to 2 Kings 9:7. 9:7. 9:7. Is that 9:7? I'm sorry, 9:7. Yeah, 9:7. I'm right. You shall strike down the house of Ahab, your master. I may avenge the blood of my servants, of the prophets, and the blood of the servants of the Lord at hand of Jezebel. I didn't write this down, but this stands out too. Go with me to verse 17 of 2 Kings. That's all going to be in the description box. Now, a watchman stood on the tower of Jerusalem and saw the company of Jehu. He came and said, I see the company of men. And Jehoram said, get a horseman, send him to meet them, and let him say, it is peace. Interesting. Go with me to Hosea 4:6. Hosea 4:6. Hosea 4:6. Verse 6 of Hosea chapter 4. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. I will reject you from being a priesthood because you have forgotten the law of God. I will forget your children. Okay. Just write in my notes here as well. I had a vivid vision of Shaquella Robinson, of course. We know she died in October, at the end of October of 2022. It was all over the news. I had a vivid vision in a dream. I could see Shaquella in hell. I didn't actually see her in a dream. I actually saw her in a vision. Actually, no, I did see her in a dream. I'm sorry. I saw her in a dream. I did. Sorry about that. To describe her, she looked very disfigured. A grayish charcoalish gray. She was very colorless. Very colorless. Very colorless. She looked very scratched up with lines on her face. You know what that means. There was 2 demons with Shaquella, and they were horrible looking. They looked like they could have been like the demons of makeup. There's a demon for everything, people. And even in a place like, yes, by the way, she is in hell. Yeah, she is in hell. She's in hell. She didn't die in the movie. I'm going to get into that. In hell, people, there's a demon. There's a spirit for everything. There's even a spirit for the way you look. There's even a demon for the pit that you're in. It is a spirit and a demon for everything. So you gotta understand, that's in eternity. So keep that in mind. Shaquella looked like she was trying to run and escape, but had no strength. You can't run. You really can't run from demons, especially when you're on their turf. And hell, people, is their turf. A lot of people are they got it very out of context, and they have a lot of things out of context when it comes to hell and demons, and they think Satan is their people. I would never be a fan of Satan. I would never be, because he's evil. He tells lies. You know, as children of God, we have to hate what God hates, and he's an enemy of God, and he's an enemy of mine too. He's an enemy of mine too, and he stinks. But that's another story. Sorry, I had to get that out. That was another story. That's another story. Another story for another video. You cannot run from demons, especially when you're on their turf, when you're on their domain. They run to hell. Besides the wrath of God, they run to hell. There ain't no escape. You can't escape to nowhere. Nowhere. Yeah, you may run. You may even try to hide. But they have unseen forces that can track those people, that can track the souls. Ain't nowhere to run. And it ain't nowhere to hide. Yeah. Okay. She was murdered on Earth. She was alive on the trip. I'm going by my notes. We want to talk about how she got murdered. When she was on that trip with her friends, I'm just going to give you the truth and what was revealed to me. What was revealed to me. When she was on the trip, and she was on the trip with her friends, her frenemies, honestly, if Shaquella would have done more homework about her friends, and if she would have done more of a thorough investigation about the company she was keeping with them and how they were keeping company with her frenemies, devils, they had her demise planned. That was, we know obviously that was premeditated. That was planned. The enemy had that, the devil had that set up to where he was going to use them to take her out. They took her out knowing that they were going to take her out. Shaquella was very blinded. Shaquella was not at all very smart when it came to her friends. She was not at all thoroughly investigative of them. She should have done a little more homework before planning a trip with these people. It's like taking devils on a trip, taking people on a trip you don't even like them. It just sounds like, I'm not saying that she was trying to buy them to like her. A lot of people do that. But if she would have done more homework, if she would have done more research, if she would have done more of everything, pretty much her homework when it came to these frenemies, people, warning comes before destruction. Warning comes before destruction. She was warned before this happened. She was shown something before this happened to tell her, look, don't do this. You can be the nicest person. You can have it all going on for you. You can have it all in a worldly stance. But Shaquella, if she had done more homework and had done a lot more investigating and more of an examination of these enemies, these frenemies, she would still be alive right now. She would still be alive right now. On top of that, I really don't like to call somebody stupid, but I'm going to call it what it is because it is what it is. You know the saying stupid is what stupid does. Did she know that they were going to do that to her? If she was warned, if she was told, shown this long before this ever happened, or what could have happened towards this, then, yeah, she probably did this thinking that the result was going to be different. So, you can't do the same thing and expect the same results. It's not going to happen, people. It's not. If she just would have done more of a thorough investigation on her frenemies before planning this trip and taking this trip, this wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have happened. Now, I want to get into the part where she's in hell. Yeah, she is in hell. And she, for what I saw, she was dragged up. No, I didn't see the whole how she died and all that. No, I didn't see that. She died in CABO. And I know her family is fighting to bring them to justice. But see, that happened outside of America. And see, if that happened outside of America, America can't really put people in jail or take any serious legal action against them if that happened outside of America. Get it? It's like if this happened in a court of law, let's say in Brunswick, and you're going over to Puerto Rico, which is outside of America, to get further justice. The only way Brunswick could actually win against that, unless Puerto Rico transfers them over to Brunswick. And Brunswick, Puerto Rico would have had to fully, thoroughly investigate everything, have all the evidence against them, and have proof that they did this crime, that they truly killed her, and they can convict them. That's the only way that can happen. And I know this isn't what her family would like to hear, but this is not about what people want to hear. It's just the truth. She thought she could buy them. She thought that she could change their mind and they would like her even more because she took them on a trip and she even paid for everything. And, they were doing everything under the sun. And it's not going to work, people. The devil does not love you. The devil is never going to be your friend. I don't care how many times you try to buy him or he tries to buy you with money. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He does not care about you. He does not care about you. He don't even care about himself. They say he's smart, but somebody smart would have got kicked out of heaven. I'm gonna leave that for another time. But that's not what this video is about. But she should have done more thorough investigation on these friends. More of a thorough examination on these frenemies. They were never friends. They were never friends of hers. That's what really happened. People truly suffer for a lack of knowledge. And she suffered for a lack of knowledge. I know that horse and carriage and stuff at her funeral, and there was people all lined all over Charlotte, and there was a horse and carriage and all that at the funeral, but that's just as simple as somebody being dragged to hell. Because she's not in heaven. She had the Jezebel image. And I know that might sound like I'm judging her, but we judge righteously and we tell the truth. And that is the truth. I just wish she had done more of a thorough investigation of really her friends. I would have never paid for people to take people somewhere like CABO and they don't like me, they hate my guts. Do you know what they're capable of? That's why I don't believe in the saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because you know what they're capable of. Why would you want them closer? Keep that in mind. Besides that Jezebel image, besides the horse and carriage at the funeral, that's just a symbolization as she was dragged to hell when she died. And they intended to kill her. They intended to kill her. That's what really happened. And I know Shaquella's family's out there, and if they're listening to this or will listen to this, that's what really happened. They can't really press charges against the people here in America because that didn't happen here in America. That happened outside of America. Now they can outside of America take any action or anything that they need to do outside of America to those people, because again, that's where it happened. I know there was some arrests, but it ain't much they can really do because it didn't really happen here in America. It happened in CABO, which is outside of America. So keep that in mind. But the Jezebel image, she didn't die in Yah. She didn't die in Yah, which is the world say Jesus. She didn't die in the Lord, and she's in hell even as I'm talking right now, being tormented by the wrath of God and those demons that are there. She's going to be there into the lake of fire, and when she stands before God at the second coming, she can pretty much explain why all that happened. It's too late, Michelle. Get out of this realm. Eternity is not earth. You can't apologize. You can't ask for mercy. You can't ask for grace. There is no mercy. There is no grace. It's none of that. In eternity. If she had done more of an investigation of her frenemies, I'm sorry, and really just kind of paid attention to the details, that wouldn't have happened. And she would be here to tell her story. So, that's that, people. You can always comment, like, and subscribe, or share. You're free to share any of these videos, any of my videos. I will have more new content to come as well. Do have a blessed day, and shalom.